guys, this is Brandy, otherwise known as Mystery of Diamonds, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hey y'all. Okay, normally when I'm doing miniatures, I have naked nails, but I just got in some new Hollow Taco, the new dark rainbow collection, and I just wanted to test them out and see what they look like even on my little stubby fingers. So yeah, but they're still where I can work with stuff. Okay, so I promised y'all when I got this kit from Craftibly, Spring Encounter Flowers, that because this is Rolife, otherwise known as Robotime, you'll see it both ways, Robolife, Robotime. See, it's got the Robotime right here. I was going to show you how I do what's called kitting up a miniature. So the materials that you have to have, well, you don't have to, but this is what I have, is you know, us diamond painters, we get, especially if you buy some of the special drill projects or projects from other companies, you know, y'all might have plenty of these little green boats and that come in the little bag. And so I think I have 7 here, because I'm not going to kit up the entire project. What I'm going to do is I usually tend to, because this is all I can find right now. So I kit up until I run out of what I have to kit up, and then I can work on those. And as I work on those, then I free up a bag, and then I'll kit up more. And that's just a way for me to keep the project stuff together. So I usually have my bags. I have labels so that I can write on my bags what my project is. If it was, especially with Robotime or Rolife, they have names for their projects, and of course, you know, a pen to write with. And one of the things that I bought this off of Amazon, which does come with this little bitty cutting mat, which is really awesome because it's like self-healing, and so when you cut on it, it doesn't keep the cuts, and it's just so helpful. And it came with this toolkit, which, you know, has the little scissors so that I can go ahead and cut little things. You do have box cutters. You have a little sander. It does come with some different tweezers. You have, now this did not come with it. I bought this separately, and it's for paper folding. You do have some little rulers. These, you know how if we get these in diamond payment kits, a lot of people throw them away. I do not. I use these on my miniatures, and it does come with like little files and things like that. So, you know, it's always helpful to have tools, especially the one I'm going to need the most. I'm kind of freaked out because I see the cap right here. So now I'm kind of wondering where my, oh, there it is. My X-Acto knife without the lid on it. And that's not a good thing. But I usually get that out, and my, nope, don't you roll off. I usually get that and my scissors and my ruler. And those are usually the things that I need the most when I am kitting up, because you're going to see as we go through this kind of what I do. All right, so I'm just going to put those to the side. I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and see, this is my little cutting mat, and it's had all kinds of little damage to it, but it still works perfectly. All right, so I'm going to open up this, and I'm going to go ahead and get out my instruction guide. And I tend to then go straight in for this part, which is the parts guide, because this is going to be helpful. And my papers. Okay, I kind of leave everything else in the box for right now until it tells me what I need to find, that I find it in the box to be able to put up. So first thing that I want to do is I want to go through here, and I want to see what we're going to put together first. And I always look for information that they tell you. You know, so there's tips for the glue that you use, tips for assembling. Those are all very helpful. It shows you how you're going to use that parts paper, right? All this kind of stuff. And they tell you to remove the wooden parts with a knife so that you don't break the pieces. But this is what I meant with Rolife as far as why I'm going to put a name, because it tells a name for the project. So all of these instructions are all for the flower shelf. So that's actually the first thing that I'm going to do, is I'm going to get out my labels, and I'm going to go through here and I'm going to write flower shelf. Flower shelf. And this is, ooh, I messed up my pen. No, 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 no's. Then I put that on my bag. Okay. So that everything that's going to be in this section is going to go into this bag. But before I start doing all that, I kind of go through my bags and I put my labels on them. And that way I can kind of see how far into the book that I'm going to get. Okay, so I'm going to label the rest of the next 7, because obviously there's more than 7 projects in here, right? But for each project, I'll have a bag, but I've only got 7 to start with, because see, this box, as you can see, it's kind of like getting low, and I can actually, once they are kitted up, I can fit them in the box, and then when I'm going to work on my miniature, I then pull out the kit. Okay, so I'm going to label these next few, and then I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have all of the ones that I'm going to labeled, now I did go ahead and double up on the door and the shackle, because the shackle only has like a few. I think it's like 2 pieces. So I'm going to start on my first project, which is the flower shelf. Now, when you get your instructions, it'll show you here what your material list is. You have 6 wood pieces and paper cutout K14. And so it shows you what the pieces should look like. You see that they're going to be yellow and that you have K14. So this is where you pull this out. This is that parts sheet. And as you can see, it even has it in the color. And right here, oops, I guess it would help if it's in the frame. Right here, you can see that it has this C1, C2, C3. And so what we're going to do is we have right here, and it has C1, C2, and C3 on it. Okay. And when I look through my bags, I can see that I have some yellow pieces in here. And so I'm going to reach in here, and I see that I have this one that, oh, I guess it would help if it's in the frame, that fits this piece. I have the one that fits this piece. I have the ones that fit right here. I do like that they provide this so that you can easily match up your pieces. Okay. It does make it a lot easier when you're searching through to be able to kit up. So I really do love that aspect. So see, now that I know that I have, these are all of the wooden pieces, then I go ahead and I open up my kit up bag, and I go ahead and I put these pieces in the boat. So now the only thing left for this project, for the flower shelf, is that, see, and I just put them back in here. The last thing is this K14 for your paper. So that's where you get this part right here. And you should be able to see that you have, you know, K1, K2, K3. So, you know, you'll be able to find 14. And they also give you a hint here. If you have a solid line, you're going to be cutting. If you have a dotted line, you're going to be folding on something. And if you have dotted and solid line, you're not going to cut or fold. Okay. So I see here that I have K14. So this one is the one that I'm going to cut out. You know, so I go ahead and I open it all the way up. Now, one of the things that I also do when I have mine is the fact that I've got, it's kind of large, and so I want to make it a little bit easier on myself. So I'll pull out my big scissors and I'll just go ahead and cut it into the 4 sections. And that's just so that as I am cutting out pieces, it's not such a large piece, not so cumbersome to deal with. And so that's just a little tip that I use to make things a little bit simpler on myself when I'm going to be dealing with these papers. Now, I am very careful that I'm not cutting into anything yet. Okay, so now I can go back. I can find my K14, and I'm going to cut this out and put it in the bag. So since it's surrounded by a solid line, it means that we can cut that line completely. There's not any folding on this one. Okay, and so you just go through, and you do want to take your time. This is one of those times that you need to be able to cut on the line. Okay, and so now that I have that, I can put it in my bag. Well, if my bag will work with me today. I put it in the bag, and there is my first project completed, which as far as like it's kitted up. So this is what I mean when I say kitted up. Flower shelf, that means when I'm ready to start putting together, I just pull this out and I have all the pieces that I need to follow directions for the flower shelf. And then I move on to the next one. Okay. So the next one is table. Okay. So I have my table bag. And I look once again, and here is my material pieces. I need 6 wood pieces that I need golden metal wire, 33 millimeters. That is a measurement that's telling us that we need 33 millimeters of it. And it also tells you right here, this is something else. When you have something that is in the smaller bags, like the beads and the wire, stuff like this, it even tells you bag number 4. So you see how this has bag 2. So I am going to look for bag 4, and in bag 4 I am looking for golden metal wire, and I see that I have golden metal wire. Okay. See, this is where I knew, I was like, something doesn't seem right. Because they give you this number for a reason. So 33 millimeters is how much we need to measure of this gold wire. And the reason why is we're going to have to do 3, because we're making these 3 little handles for our table. And so each of them are 11 millimeters. So I'm going to have 3 of those, and 3 times 11 is 33. Oh, sorry, math side of me come out. So we do need to cut 33 millimeters. Now, usually when you have your rulers, okay, you have a centimeter side and an inch side, okay. On your centimeter side, if you go to 3, that is 30, because for each 10 or each one number is 10 millimeters. That's what those little bitty ones are right there. So if I want 33, and I do make sure it's all straight out, then I measure to the 3, and then 1, 2, 3 after it. I kind of hold it up to it, and then I just kind of pinch it. I try not to lose my space, and then cut it. You can cut it with these metal scissors. You can also get wire cutters if you just absolutely need it. So I only need this amount for this part, and so this, the rest of this is going to go back inside of the bag. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead, because I don't want to lose that part. I'm going to go ahead and get my boat out, and I'm going to go ahead and put that piece in it, and then I look and see what else I need, and I know that I need C17, C18, 19, 20, and 21. And they are also yellow colored. Now, I don't have any more yellow in this bag, but I can see I have some yellow here. And so I pull out my parts piece, and I look for right here. C17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And I go and see if I can start fitting the pieces up. So here we go. See, that fits. And like I said, not every miniature that you get comes with this, but this is something that Rolife does for their miniatures. And I do really like it, because it helps me for sure to know exactly what pieces that I am looking for. Okay. So now that I have those can all go in the boat and back in the bag, which I just had here. Oh my goodness. I took it out of the bag. Get my bag. I put it in here. And now I am ready for when I want to. I can now kit up my table. And so I go through the rest of the book the same way. So once again, when you are looking for the little pieces, not only are they going to show you a picture of them, okay, and they show you the picture of all the materials you need, but they also have listed down here. So you'll see small golden plate. There's 4 pieces. And it tells you what bag number that they are in, so that you can easily go and find it. You know, you just go back to that bag, bag 4, and you're going to find the little bitty pieces in there, right there. And once I have everything kitted up, so I'll do like all 7, and then what I do after I have them all kitted up that I'm going to do, I just place them in my box. And so the next time when I am actually ready to start putting together, I pull out what project I want. So maybe I don't want to start with flower shelf. Maybe I want to start with the table. It makes it so that if I decide I want to start with the table, I don't want to start with something else, then I just go straight to the table. And I already have all materials, and I go ahead and put them together. Okay, so as I was going through, and I'll insert this before the end of the video, as I was going through putting together more of my pieces, one of the instructions that I came to gave me this C, and I know it's blurry, but C52. Let's see if I can get it less blurry. So C52, and it's like this little tannish color. So that's this part, these in here, and you notice there's not numbers on them. But in that same part sheet, but on the back side, you have the parts that are these wooden parts. And you can see that this one fits up with this. And so since we're looking for C52, we look for 52 on here, which is this piece right here, which matches right here. So the way that you want to take these out, you don't want to just try to pop it out, because if you do, this is very thin balsa wood and you could end up damaging it. So if you take a X-Acto knife and you just kind of go in between the wood, and that's why this cutting board is so helpful, because it doesn't cut your table or anything like that. And so you just kind of go through and you're wanting to sever those little connections that make up that part. Okay, so this one is a little bit trickier, it looks like. So sometimes I will, if I see that it's a little bit trickier to get out, I'll turn it over on the other side and try following that path again, and see, it just kind of pops out now, because it just needed some more of that connection. Now, one of the things you will discover is that it's going to have, you know, because it was connected, there's this little rough part right there, and this is where I get my little sander, my little file, and I just kind of file any of those little rough parts that I have. I just file those down so that I have a smooth piece of wood, and it's not, you know, it's not got any of the rough edges. And I'll go through all the way. I just feel all along it to be able to do that. So I wanted to show you that, because there are multiple of these type of pieces, and they're the ones that come in this sealed like thing like this, and you'll see there's multiples in here. And so these all work the same way. You're going to find them on your, whoops, it folded. You're going to find them on the back of your parts piece. Okay, and that's where you're going to be able to see what part is what. So hopefully that will help you with those parts, and I'll get you back to the video. And like I said, this one did come with the good glue. This did come with the silicone glue. But if for some reason you have a kit that doesn't have this glue, or it has the white craft glue, no shade against the white craft glue. I just find that the silicone base works so much better for me. And so if I feel that I need more, then I have my Beacon 3-in-1 that I use, and it's just, I don't know, it's very helpful for me. It's very therapeutic. Now, the other question, or the one question that I guess I have for you guys, I hope that y'all have watched through to this part. If you have, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Something that I would like to know. Okay, so I am going to be putting this miniature together, and I'm going to be creating a video. And I'm going to do it so that you'll see different things being put together. And you will then see it put into the final piece in one video, rather than breaking it up into parts. But what I would like to know, there's two different ways that I can do this. I can either do it with a voiceover saying what I'm doing as I'm doing it, or I can do just straight music. So my question is, which way do you think that y'all would enjoy seeing it the most? Would you prefer to see it where I'm doing a voiceover, or would you prefer just to see, like, with me laying out the pieces and me just putting them together and it's all to music? I would really value your input. All right, well, that's all that I've got for today. I am going to finish kitting up the rest of the last 5 bags that I have, so that I can start getting ready to actually put this bad boy together. So if you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. It always, always helps. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe and become part of my Crazy Diamonds family. I do all different types of crafts, and I'm going to be bringing you more of that, including this whole miniature series. So just make sure you hit that bell icon. That way you know anytime that I upload a video or anytime that I go live. All right, I'm going to leave it like I always do. Reach for the stars, grab hold on, and never let go. Until my next video, bye guys.